What is up, guys? I'm going to bring you another quick TA video, and you can't make this stuff up. If you remember from my last video, I was talking about MOG a lot, but I also went over Bitcoin TA in the short term, and I said the most probable thing would be to come all the way down, retest golden pocket in this bottom trend, and that is exactly what happened. So as you can see, we came down, we tapped the this trend right here, right? One of your trends coming down, testing that 0.5. The reason I kind of suspected that wasn't going to be the low, right? This low right here is because this sweep level right here, right? I care more about sweep levels than retesting a trend, right? Back testing a trend. No, I want to see liquidity get swept, and we didn't actually have that there. So I was just waiting for this to roll over. We finally got it to roll over, and now closing back above, the sweep level. Although we didn't grab this, right? Which I kind of would have suspected to grab that, getting so close to it, but I'm not the market maker. I don't know exactly where positions are. Clearly that seemed to have been good enough for them to grab what they wanted to grab, and now we're marching on up. So I would expect at this point that there is no more accumulation for Bitcoin. We're going to go parabolic into the high, right? It should be very quick. It should take no more than 2 weeks from now, and we should be at $90,000 to $100,000 probably around the time of the halving. At that point is when I get bearish. I go on the defensive. When you see $90,000 to $100,000 Bitcoin, you probably need to be taking stuff off the table, because I expect potential for large swings down like we saw last cycle when we were up in that range. For example, I believe we're in here, so we're going to march on up very hastily, and then these corrections, when they happen, will be extreme, right? Now, that being said, even though I will be trying to short Bitcoin up in this range to be protecting myself, hedging myself, I will probably not be selling my entire portfolio, because altcoins will rally more than Bitcoin throughout this entire range here. This entire range is where altcoins go parabolic when Bitcoin is fully topped. Meme coins go parabolic right here, right? So I'm going to be trading this, swing trading it in a way that hedges myself as well as maximizes profits from altcoins and meme coins, which is risky, right? Because let's say you buy back in this range, and instead of being here in the cycle, well, you're actually here in the cycle, and it just plummets and you get trapped in that position, right? It's very risky, and that's why when Bitcoin is topped, you're on the defensive, you're constantly watching the charts, and you're making sure everything is going according to plan, right? When this daily EMA gets broken, that is a sign that it is different from every other cycle, right? The daily EMA should never get broken in a bull market. Historically, it has never done that. So that's something to be watching for. As soon as that gets broken, then you need to sell. And what you could do is buy meme coins to try to get that last meme coin rally, but extremely risky thing to do. I might be doing it though. So yeah, that's what I think Bitcoin's about to do. With that being said though, don't expect it to play out just like it did last cycle, right? There's a good chance that maybe a top like this comes in, right? Instead of having an exaggerated distribution, we have, double top distribution, right? One bear div on a weekly time frame, and then that's it. That's your top, right? That's a very common high to make. So I think that's a very real possibility. So if you'd be on the lookout for something like that, right? And another rotational thing I might be doing is, if a lot of coins that are listed on Binance, Coinbase, all those T1 exchanges right now start rallying against the ones that aren't on the T1s yet, right? During this time period in here, I will sell those when we get a correction and I see that some of the tier 3 exchange coins, right, that hadn't rallied a lot before start to get listed on T1 exchanges. I will then rotate into those, right? You want to be in coins that are getting those T1 exchange listings, right? So I'm going to be looking for little things like that to where I can maximize my profits using, exchange listings, that sort of thing. And then with meme coins is where it gets kind of weird, because memes will rally at completely different points, right? I just have Doge and Shiba up here. So we'll look at those. You can see Doge topped out in May, right? That was your first high for Bitcoin. It topped out right at the end of the cycle. That's obviously because of Elon Musk going on SNL. Shiba topped out October, November, right? So sheep topped out at your highs off this over exuberated dead cat bounce, right? The dead cat bounce that somehow made a higher high on Bitcoin. That's where sheep topped out. So just based on that, you know that it's kind of a gamble when it comes to meme coins, right? You know, it's very possible we come up, make our high, come all the way back down to, 30K or something like that, 32K, 36K, one of these, and then we come all the way back up to retest this range we're in now, right, as resistance, and then plummet even further. In this range here, we could see a secondary meme coin rally, right? But you don't want to be holding from here to here, right? So there will be rotational plays to be made. There will be gains to be made for a very long time after the bull is over, right? And that's why I'm going to keep my USDT pretty stacked, right? I'm going to keep all my USDT in my ledger, and I'm going to be waiting to deploy that on dead cat bounces for Bitcoin, on final rallies for some meme coins or something like that, right? But you shouldn't be putting all your money into it because it's complete gamble at that point, right? Once the bull is over, really just all probabilities, not everything's going to rally, right? And if you get stuck in something that doesn't rally, well, then you gotta be very defensive and sell that at a small loss before it goes to zero, right? Because during this time, a lot of stuff will go to zero within months. So be vigilant, right? Think of creative ways you can make profit even in a bearish time frame after this bull tops out, right? But I'll say it again, you got to be vigilant. You got to not let the euphoria get to you, because we're about to go into the highs of this cycle. You're going to see Bitcoin posted everywhere on the news, right? Everywhere on the internet. You thought it was bad back in March when Bitcoin was all over the news for breaking all-time highs. Just wait till we break 100K or get close to 100K. It's going to be ridiculous. People are going to be calling for the craziest price targets. I guarantee you $1 million will be the norm. Everyone will say $1 million is going to happen by mid-2025, right? Because that's historically how the Bitcoin halving works, right? You get the halving and then a rally after the halving. Well, this time is different. Okay, it's not a meme for me to say that, because we have never broken all-time highs before the halving, which we have already done. So just based off that, this time is different. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If the thesis is that it's going to replace the global reserve currency and that we're going to go to a CBDC backed on Bitcoin, and that's your reasoning for $1 million, have at it. At least that's a logical reasoning for it. I just don't see that happening. So I'm not going to be waiting for that, and I'm going to be selling when we get up to $90,000 to $100,000. But with that being said, that's going to be all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe. Stick around for the next one. Make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description. I will see you all in a couple days.